It's a tiny bug that can lead to a lifetime of pain and debilitating illnesses. July is by far the worst month of the year for Lyme disease from a tick bite.
You can have permanent neurological, nerve damage. You can even have cardiac, heart damage.
More than 30,000 new cases of Lyme disease are reported every year, but experts believe that that's a fraction of the real number.
Tonight, Eyewitness News reporter Greg Suskin breaks down the big questions we still have about the disease and the health problems you may not even know can come from a tick.
We instantly cringe at the sight of them, but ticks are an ugly fact of life that for some gets much uglier.
I felt like I was going crazy.
Laura Beber of Rock Hill never saw the tick that bit her. Then the intense shooting pain started.
My arm and then through like my chest and up my neck and into my head.
She went to the emergency room more than once, afraid she was having a heart attack. Each visit gave no answers.
They look at me and they're like, "You're fine." They would do tests and I felt really crazy.
She started doing research on her own, panicking because the migraines and extreme fatigue shut down her active life. Her own family doctor finally suggested a test for Lyme disease. It was positive. Ticks are found from the woods to urban yards. Kids can pick them up on a playground. You can encounter them on a walking path. I yanked this one off my head while watching TV, and we've pulled several from Dixon, our yellow lab. Yet the Centers for Disease Control is finding most Lyme disease where you might not expect it. This map shows most cases are up north and in the Midwest. In fact, Lyme disease is named for a tiny town in Connecticut where it was first identified. One of the reasons experts say there may be more problems with Lyme disease up in the New England states is because of the intense heat here in the South forces ticks to remain low to the ground under protection of leaf cover. North Carolina health officials reported 323 confirmed cases from 2006 to 2016. South Carolina reported 259, but that's only cases with a positive test result. The CDC says the roughly 30,000 reported every year is so low, adding a zero would be a more likely total. How bad can this be for people?
If you don't catch it in the early stages and it gets to the later stages, the oral antibiotics aren't going to work.
At Piedmont Medical Center, infectious disease specialist Eleanor Rames has admitted Lyme disease victims to the critical care unit.
You can have permanent neurological, nerve damage. You can even have cardiac, heart damage.
She says it's misdiagnosed because it mimics other conditions like fibromyalgia, arthritis, and autoimmune illnesses. It was 5 months before Beber was tested for it.
And I think a lot of doctors are honest in saying, we just don't know.
If antibiotics fail, there's little that can be done. Almost 3 years down the road, Beber's pain is still with her. She tries not to be overcome by it.
I don't want this to totally freeze my life and stop me from living.
Greg Suskin, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Lyme disease sometimes starts with a bullseye rash, but not always. If you find a tick on you and you then develop headaches, muscle pain, or fatigue, get tested for Lyme disease and also get tested again in a few weeks because a lot of times it will show up as negative at first. We posted the ways you can remove ticks as well as some preventative techniques at our website. Scroll over news and click 9 Investigates. It's all in Greg's report.